It's Feedback Friday again. That means it's time to take a look at your project and for me to yada yada a little bit. Coming right up. How's it, jokes? My name is Diff, as in difficult, except I'm not, for the most part anyway. So yeah, if you think I speak funny English, that's because you've now ended up in my forest workshop, which is on a farm right at the bottom end of South Africa, near a small town called Mossel Bay. So if it's your first time here, in previous Feedback Friday videos, I've been inviting you guys to send in some pics of your projects, and the response has been overwhelming. I've received a lot of emails. But we will be working our way through them and have a look at your builds. I'm not going to do them all in one go. It's going to make the video too long. But we'll work our way through it. So your project will be featured. Just have a little bit of patience. But before we have a look, just allow me to chirp a little bit. I want to share a few things with you. And maybe even give you a progress report on what's been happening here in the shop. So not much work has been taking place, and my regular video postings have been interrupted. But of course it's that time of the year again, and we are getting visitors and family from all over the country. They love to come and visit us here on the farm. We're close to the ocean, there's lots of open space, fresh air. So they find it enjoyable, and yeah, we enjoy it as well. We really don't mind. You know, I've been building this place for many, many years, with the idea always being that I want to live in a place that I don't want to leave. So we're happy to be just here, don't want to go anywhere. And of course it's great if the family and the friends come and visit us at this time of the year. So yeah, as far as the Hudson goes, nothing's been happening. The poor old Rhino bug is waiting for some further action. If you don't know this project, it's a 1954 Renault 4CV, but we are planning to stick a Beetle chassis or floor pan and engine and running gear underneath it. But we've made a little bit of progress on the 59 Rio Gold Comet. Look out for a surprise video the day before Christmas on Sunday. It's going to be fun and you just don't want to miss it, man. I just want to share a comment that I really enjoyed. It was made by Brian Sheehan in response to one of the Rhino Bug videos, when me and Wayne, the barefoot mechanic, were messing around with it. And he said, you guys are like recycled teenagers, 18 plus VAT. And then he went on to explain that VAT is not the abbreviation for value added tax, but rather value added time. So 18 plus value added time. I love it. And talking of comments, if you enjoy a play with words, do yourself a favor and go read the comments posted by Ray's Laughs and Lyrics. The man is a master wordsmith. I can't say that word. Let's try that again. Wordsmith. There you go. Yes, well done, Ray. I really enjoy reading your comments. Keep it up, my brother. And us Gearheads can be a cultured bunch too if we want. Let me read you a poem that was emailed to me by Andy, or Pussy Poet. It's the name that he goes under. Here goes. There is a rat pole. Let's try again. There is a rat rod builder from SA I found. His name is Duff, and he pulls them up from the ground. He's plenty of talent in a small frame, a magician with a torch and a flame. He's always doing what he loves to do, laughing and joking with his small crew. Just by himself and a camera or two, go watch him on YouTube. That's what we do. There's plenty of projects always on the go, from Hudson's to Renaults. He's got plenty to show. So what are you waiting for? Why read these lines? Give him a thumbs up and subscribe for good times. Well done, Andy. Awesome. Appreciate it, my man. One more chirp from me before we look at some pictures. You know, AI is all the rage these days. Artificial intelligence and Gen X or whatever, I don't know. But we've got AI here in the shop as well. We've had it here for many, many years, in fact. It's only in this case, AI actually stands for antique intelligence. I'm sure many of you can relate to that. Okay, enough with the yada yada now, Diffie. Let's have a look at your builds. This car belongs to Randall from Shed by the Tracks. Now, Randall did not provide any info in his email, and my historical automotive knowledge is rather limited. But I'm thinking early 20s Model T Speedster. You can let me know if I'm wrong. I'm also thinking this is probably one of the rarest cars we'll ever see on this platform. If you want to see a video of this car, go check out Randall's YouTube channel. It's called Shed by the Tracks. Nice one, my brother. Eric sure does like his Beetles, but then who doesn't like a nice Beetle? And Eric doesn't say where he is from, but he's also got this very clean Dodge truck. I love this truck, very nice. This is Dan Hughes from the San Francisco Bay Area, and I reckon he's got more guts than most of us. I think some of you guys will be able to know which bridge he's hanging from. Dan reckons he's been a union steel worker for over 23 years, and that when he's not hanging off of bridges, he works on his two-door 1969 Datsun 510. Lots of fab work, and he says he's doing most of it with very limited equipment. But yeah, good luck. It's starting to look like you're getting somewhere, my brother. Howdy, Martin McLean in Texas. He built his rat rod from a 1982 Ford Carrier. Still runs the factory 2.3 liter 4-cylinder motor and standard 4-speed transmission. Cool rig, man. And then he's got the two-door 57 Chevy as well with a 2004 Alice engine in it. He repaired some rust spots, and he's planning to turn it into a daily driver with some nice cold AC and cruise control. Fred Flintstoner, real name David, from Queensland in Australia, is working on his 1946 Fordson van, and he's been doing a lot of custom work on it. It's been stretched with a custom chassis. He's running Torana axles, a 302 Windsor motor, C4 auto box, and David says he's currently just waiting on a new crank to rebuild the engine, and he's saying he will be sending some new pics when it's completed. So let's see what it turns out like, but it's looking damn good so far. Check out this cool international van that belongs to Frank Piazza. I hope I say your name right, my brother. Frank says there's a lot of rust on this thing. The entire perimeter is detached and the inner rocker panels are rusted away. He says it's his first time doing anything like this, and that he's currently just making lots of welding holes in the 18 gauge metal. But he says he's busy learning. It's the only way to learn, my brother. That's by doing. Just keep at it. You will win in the end, and it's going to be worth it. Awesome vehicle. This photo dates back to 1962, and the picture was taken in Cape Town here in South Africa. It was sent in by Ernest Stevenson. I wish you had more pics, my brother. He says it's a one of a kind that he built back then when he was 25 years old. And it's a collection of many different parts. The frame is from a Wolseley Hornet, rear axle is Hillman Minx, front suspension and steering MGTC, motor and gearbox Austin A40, patchwork of many different cars that's been put together, and it's certainly a one of a kind. I wonder if the vehicle is still alive. Dave Quanstrom sent in pics of his 1951 Chevy truck. Damn, that's a difficult surname for me to pronounce. I hope I said it right, my man. I like that sun visor. And look at that interior, that's very clean, eh? Nice. Keep looking here under the hood, this engine is certainly not old school. Now I don't know much about these modern engines, but maybe it's an LS or something, I don't know, you clever guys would know. I only know the old school stuff. And yeah, if we look at the back end, I can see some rat rod elements. Look at that taillight. This 1950 Studebaker belongs to Rick Mariner. He writes it's sitting on a 96 Chevy S10 chassis, and he's got a mid-60 Chevy inline 6 engine with a 3-speed Muncie transmission. I love those inline 6 engines, my man. Rick also says he's got a 1930 Rio small truck. Send us some pictures of that one, I'd love to see it. David Silver in Oregon is certainly busy with a very unique creation. Dave says it sits on a 1970 Beetle chassis, and you can see in this shot there, you can see the Beetle engine. It's all metal fabrication, one of a kind, and Dave reckons it's still a work in progress. Certainly a one-off thing. Keep it up, my man, and send us some more pics as you go along. This 1957 Pontiac Pathfinder belongs to Andy from Andy's Doghouse up in Ontario, Canada. Now Andy certainly is a busy man. I mean, here is a 1970 Catalina convertible. Then he's got a 1968 Chevy Handy Van, a 1954 Dodge Fargo, and a 1940s Buick. And he says he only got into this hobby when he turned 65 years of age, but he does not say when that took place. So Andy, either you've been very busy and very fast, or you are an esteemed senior citizen by now. Well done, OG. And that's the end of my story this time around. We'll do the same thing again on next Friday. In the meantime, Merry Christmas to everybody. And remember that video on Sunday? It's going to be a fun one. You don't want to miss it. It's going to launch on Sunday, 8 p.m. South African time. That would make it 1 p.m. Eastern Standard in the States. And if I figure this correctly, 2 a.m. in Perth, Australia. I tell you, these freaking time zones, it's going to be confusing sometimes. Anyway, I'll see you on Sunday. Until then, have a lucky one, man.